In this video, we are going to look at line graphs, which are also called dot plots, and refresh our memory from previous school years. So, a line graph or a dot plot, you can use either name, they mean the same thing, happens on a line. So this is a number line, which means that you need to have numbers in some interval, some consistent interval on your number line. I'm going to start with just counting by ones, but you could be counting by whatever scale is appropriate for the question you're answering. Now, when you are collecting data, you are either asking a question or you have a bunch of numbers in front of you already, but you're not making this up. You need to be looking somewhere for this data. So for example, you can ask all your friends, how many brothers and sisters, how many siblings do you have? And you can collect the data. So let's say that there are 10 friends that you're going to ask. That means that there will be 10 data points somewhere on here. So the first friend says, oh, I have one sibling. And let's see, some people don't have any siblings, so I'm going to add 0. The second friend says, I have 4 brothers and sisters. So I'm putting X's. You can also put dots like this. Whatever little symbol helps you stay organized. A dot plot is called dot plots because they used to have dots, but you can also use X's. The next person says, nope, I'm an only child. Another person you ask says, I just have one sibling. So you already have a dot or an X over the number 1. You're going to stack it on top and make a column going up and down. So the next person says, I have 3 siblings, then you get another 4. Then another 1, so you keep stacking on top. Then you get a 2, then the next person has 6 siblings. Let's check. We should have 10 total dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You gotta ask one more person. And the last person you ask, oh, they're also an only child. 10. So I have 10 X's there, which means I've asked my 10 people. Sometimes you want to watch out if you see a key at the bottom. Sometimes they'll say something like 1x equals 2 people. So if you see a key, you always want to make sure to read it because that can change the context of your problem. But for this one, we're just going to say no. 1x means 1 person. Then you can draw conclusions from this data. You can say, well, how many people have 1 sibling? So you would count. 1, 2, 3 people have 1 sibling. What is the most frequent number of siblings to have? Well, there are 2 people with 0 siblings, 3 people with 1 sibling, 1 person with 2 siblings, 1 person with 3, 2 people with 4, no one has 5 siblings because there are no X's there, and 1 person with 6. So the most common number of siblings would be 1. You'd probably also get asked, is there a number where there are no siblings? If there are no X's or dots above it, that means that it doesn't mean that it's impossible to have 5 brothers and sisters, it just means that no one you asked had them. So you might need to create your own dot plot, or you might need to interpret other people's dot plots. Let's do one more example. Here you can see that we're not creating the dot plot, I've already created it for you. So you might be asked questions like, how many people did their homework last night? Well, if they did their homework, they are represented as a dot. If they didn't, they're not on here. So you can count up the dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people did their homework. Okay, you could be asked, well, how many people spent 17 minutes on their homework? Now you can see that I counted by 2's here. It goes 10, 12. We don't see 17 on here. But you know your number line. You know where 17 is. It's not between 10 and 12. If you were counting 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 is the number between 16 and 18, so sometimes you will see a dot that doesn't line up with one of the numbers that you've written on your axis. So one person spent 17 minutes on their homework. You will be asked all sorts of questions about dot plots, but those are a few of them that you might see today.